For the flag of the United States of America, and one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Victor DeHuer, and I've been appointed by the city of Miami Springs as a special magistrate to hear today's cases. This hearing is a quasi-judicial proceeding, which means that the formal rules of evidence are relaxed. The fundamental due process shall be observed and shall govern these proceedings. Any relevant evidence shall be admitted by Miami Springs. It's its responsibility to prove that a violation exists. If someone is found guilty of a code violation, they can be subject to a daily fine not to exceed $250 for a first violation and $500 for a repeat violation. However, if I find a violation to be irreparable or irreversible in nature, I can impose a fine up to $5,000 for a violation. If the city prevails in this case, the city is entitled to reasonable fees to recover the cost of investigating the matter and the cost of today's hearing. If you're here to contest your violation, you have every right to do so. The city will go first and provide information and evidence as to why it believes a violation exists. After the city has presented, you will be given the opportunity to present your information and evidence. If you're in agreement with the city that the violation does exist, but you're seeking additional time, let me know, and I shall determine how much more additional time you need. I'm not a judge. I do not have that authority. I'm simply a special magistrate. What happens here is based entirely on evidence that is submitted to the record. If you have a disagreement with a city policy, for instance, that's an issue I can't consider. I do not have the authority to change the laws. I enforce the laws that have been adopted and exist today. At the end of the hearing, I will impose an order, a finding of fact, which is based on evidence and conclusions of law, and affording the proper relief consistent with the powers granted to me. If the aggrieved party, including the city, may appeal my order to the circuit court, and an appeal needs to be filed within 30 days of my order. If you're not able to communicate or not comfortable expressing yourself in the English language, it's your responsibility to bring an English-speaking interpreter to the hearing. This person may be a friend, relative, or someone else to interpret for you during your appearance at the hearing. A minor child cannot serve as a valid interpreter. The city of Miami Springs does not provide interpretation services during quasi-judicial proceedings. Madam Clerk, this time I would ask you to swear in all the witnesses, please.
Okay, everybody who will be making a statement, please stand and raise your right hand. Perfect. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Perfect, thank you.
Please call the case.
Okay, so we have 501 South Drive. That's case 24-0507. You're right with you. It is case number 3 under appeals.
Hearing on behalf of the city of Miami Springs. This is an appeal from the citation. The citation was issued on October 24th of this year. It was issued for a violation of section 150-032, portable storage units. This carried with it a fine of $100, and the property owner was given 7 days to come to compliance. As of today, the violation still appears to be outstanding. I'd like to read in the record what the city is requesting. Go ahead. The city would be requesting, since it's an appeal, to affirm that the citation was issued properly, to affirm the $100 initial penalty, which has not been paid. City would recommend 15 days additional to come to compliance, or that a daily fine of $250 to be imposed. Cost for today's hearing in the amount of $150. Okay. Was this like a pod? Exactly. The inspector will introduce him or herself and give a little bit more background as to the nature of the violation. Okay. Ma'am, You're here appealing the $100 fine, is that correct?
I'm feeling the time, at the time of pulling the permit, we were given by the clerk's office a notice that we could have it for as long as we needed it. We specifically asked, I'm working this, is there any time limit to how long we can have it? And they said, no, as long as you need it, because the house is, my mother's house is 93 years, she's 93, and is going through, we're having windows replaced, the roof fixed, we needed a place to put things. So we took,
So you went to get a permit, you came to the city to
came
obtain a
to the
permit.
city, and the clerk gave us a permit. The only thing she asked is that within 30 days or 60 days of the permit, we notified her of the extension, which I did. And before I did that at the end of May, and notified them we needed it longer. We have the state of Florida grant program for the construction work to be done. And that is in place, and the pot is there as a construction under a miscellaneous permit for construction
And how long have you had it?
since April. But it has been the state of Florida had delayed the process until July.
Is this a burden to the neighborhood, or down to the street, close to the street, or where is it?
Inspector, please state your name for the record and advise accordingly.
Hi, my name is Pablo Ito. As for where the pot is stored, it's not stored somewhere where it's encroaching onto the street or the sidewalk. It's placed on the property.
So is there an issue with the timeline of how long one can have a pond on the property?
So as far as I know, according to the Miami Springs code, the longest amount of time you can have a portable storage unit placed on your property in 1 year is 180 days, considering that so once you apply for the permit, I can be corrected if I'm wrong, you have 2 months, and then you can renew it 2 times after that for 2 more months, amounting to 6 months throughout the entire year. After that, you can no longer have the portable storage unit on the property.
Then you're in violation and you're exposed to all kinds of nasty fines. But you understand that?
I understand that. My problem is that this occurred, anything else, when I came to the city, this is the plan we took, put in place, the expenses we incurred in order to have this whole process begun. And that's specifically why I asked the question when I came to the clerk's office or to building and zoning and asked them when we pulled this permit. My son, who's the property, the personal representative for my mother, was present and witnessed the conversation. They said as long as we needed it. They understood we were doing the windows and the roof and that was being done, and that's what they did. And in fact, when I called back to tell them I was extending it, there was no objection or no notification that there was going to be any extension of time. I didn't receive an extension in time until I received the violations. I didn't receive that there was a termination of the permits or that there was anything outstanding that would.
Well, I don't think the permit is expired, no? But extended.
You-
Up until now.
6 months, right?
Joe said it was expired on June the 3rd, 2024. I guess it did get renewed.
I renewed it with her verbally by phone. I called and they said, that's fine, we could have it. She took it by phone. My other son was present for that phone conversation, because we're caring for a 93-year-old dementia patient. It's not like I can run up here every time. And I called and I asked, in fact, that was the last week of, I will tell you, it was Thursday, the last Thursday in May, I called to verify that we were able to extend. If I had to make arrangements to come up before Monday, I would do so. And they said, nope, they took the information by phone and we haven't had another issue or conversation since, until the violation showed up.
And how much longer do you think it's gonna be like this? I mean, like, there has to be a finality.
Well, listen, we now have to the state has sent out the people, the windows are already ordered, that's gonna take place. It's another 2 months till that happens, and that's not the roof. So understanding that this is now a new parameter, I would ask to give us till the end of the year to get the pot out. I mean, we're gonna have to make other arrangements. She's in the hospital right now. We left from a doctor's meeting to come here to address this, but we couldn't have it postponed. And I appreciate that they let us go first for that benefit. 2 months max. I want it, if I have to redo it, I have to redo it and rearrange things, but
Yeah.
it's,
I can see giving you, because the holidays and whatnot, for the end of the year. The city's asking for 15 days.
Mhm.
Maybe a little more leeway to deal with that, so. I would grant you till the end of the year. So we're going to,
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you.
I wanna wait the other,
I appreciate it.
okay?
Thank you very much.
And the cost, would that be imposed or not?
Thank
So wait for you.
Okay,
Just sit back for a minute.
thank you.
So we have 541 Raven Avenue, agenda item 4-12.
Who's that?
Oh, new business. So agenda item 4 is new business, and it would be case number 12 under new business.
So this is case number 24-0797 concerning property address 541 Raven Avenue. This was a citation that was issued on June 13th, 2024.
I don't know what
For a
his-
violation of section 15104, work performed without any building permit. It appears to have been plumbing work. The citation gave 7 days to correct the violation. As of today's date, it does not appear to have been corrected.
What is the violation? Not getting a permit.
Yeah, work performed without a building permit.
So the violation is that they need to get a permit.
They need to get a permit, correct.
Do you,
However, just the initial citation, within a fine amount of $100. And it offers either to pay the citation and correct the violation or appeal it. So no appeal was received within the time due, and the citation was paid, which is an acknowledgement of the violation.
$100 is paid.
Was paid, yes.
Okay, and you've got me.
So as of today's date, the city would ask for 15 additional days to come to compliance. Failure to do so would result in a running fine of $250 and $150 court costs.
Now 15 days to apply, because how long does it take to get the permit?
So it would be 15 days to, well, the city's initial ask would be 15 days to finalize, but recognizing that this may have been involved work that was already performed, so maybe an after the fact permit, I'll ask the inspector to speak as to the details and what stage it's at, whether or not it's completely done, or there is still the process of completing the work.
But normally, how long does it take to obtain a permit?
Just to obtain a permit,
You get it in 15 days,
they
either
could,
to apply or you actually have the permit in hand.
if it's just a pull permit, they could do that within 2 weeks.
Fully.
To pull,
Right, name and address, please. Around you can speak. Okay, name and address.
541 Raven Avenue.
Okay. If you're gonna translate, she has to speak and then you translate.
sir,
Otherwise, she can allow you to speak on her behalf, and that's fine.
What?
sir, I'm sorry. We need your full name and address. Yeah.
Her full name,
Reiki González Sánchez,
address.
541 Raven Avenue.
Go ahead.
And your name?
This is 541 Raven Avenue.
Okay, her name is,
You had Peace Gonzalez.
okay. Do you wish, and your name is,
My name is Pedro Herrera.
okay, do you wish for Pedro Rivera to speak on your behalf?
Sí,
Say yes.
yes.
Yes, he has a declaration.
Declaration.
Yeah, because she doesn't speak English, so she.
You want to ask for?
Yes, I can speak. Basically, she bought a house in East Avenue,
Copy, copy, sir.
late April, April 29th. A week later after that, started to look over the house, and then noticed that there was a lot of water coming out all over the back.
Whoa.
Yeah, I've been calling you for a long time.
So it's a new purchase and the water was everywhere, didn't know where it was, coming from. One of the occasions, you know, on the ninth of May, I believe, it was gushing everywhere, it was
Well,
swamping.
it's an emergency.
It was an emergency.
Okay, we're facing an emergency.
Yeah, and we,
And then, and she went ahead and got it fixed because of the emergency.
Exactly.
Without getting the permit.
exactly,
Okay, so now, so here we are. Now that the emergency is over, right? You don't have any emergency.
Right.
Okay, so now it's time to get a permit. To ensure that everything was done correctly.
Okay.
Has the work been finished?
yes,
So it's done.
it's not,
So there's gonna be an after the fact. Permit. Where the city will go in and make sure it was done properly.
right, we attempted that, sir. We attempted that on the 18th of June. Okay, and she tried to apply for permit applications, here, a copy of it. And the city didn't want to give her the permit because they said that she had to call a plumber. And our situation was, well, so the plumber to do what? It's already done. And they refused to.
Usually you have to have a professional that pulls a permit.
But this,
So,
Yeah.
the massage doesn't move it. You get it over.
right, so we asked what to do. She tried to pay the fine at that point. They didn't accept the fine either. Later on, she sent a letter, certified letter to the city with a check for the fine because she wanted, she wanted to apply.
Now you understand, I'm sure she understands, and now at this point, at this stage of the game. We need to pull the permit.
Yes,
And it has to be done through a plumber, is that the case? I mean,
Yes.
yeah, right, you have to get a plumber that is willing to say, this was done right. You come and pull the permit, and then the city will go, take a look at it and say, yes, it's beautiful. Or maybe it's not, but let's say it is, and then post the permit, and that should be good, right? Okay, so now, the city is suggesting that you have to get the permit within 15 days. We got Thanksgiving going on, and everything happens.
City would agree to 30 to 60 days.
Okay, so let's go, so I'm gonna give you to pull the permit, okay? Till January 28th. That's Okay,
just to be fair, so we tried to get a plumber to go out there and they basically just, to do what? So what we need to do is get a plumber to go out there and say that it's okay, that, what you need.
pull the permit, say, listen, review the work, come out here, and so then let them handle it, the plumber knows what to do,
Okay.
okay? So we're good, yes, sir. Are we looking for any,
The city would ask for a cost of about $150
for the hearing?
for the year.
So I'm gonna give you 30 days to pay the $150 amount for this hearing. Pay for the air conditioning and things like that. Okay.
You want the declaration?
That's all right, you can put it to the clerk. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Good. You understand?
Special magistrate to confirm that is, to pull, to finalize or obtain a finalized permit by January 28th.
28.
Okay, thank you.
When you're done. Now, stay here, you need to get the order. Okay, next item.
Okay, next address is Eduardo Sotelo. I'm sorry, it's at Lejeune Road, 4-6.
Okay, what case, where is it? What section?
New business. Case number 6. So it's 3401 Northwest 42nd Ave.
Okay, now.
This is case number 24-0790, property address 3401 Northwest 42nd Avenue. This is for a citation was issued on June 25th, 2024 for a violation of section 15104. This is work performed without a building permit. This appears to have been electrical work. Citation carried with it a $100 fine, which was not paid. And as of today's date, the violation appears to be not complied. And the citation was never appealed. So at this time, the city would be asking to affirm the initial penalty of $100. 30 days to obtain a required building permit, whether it be a finalized building permit or an after the fact permit. Failure to do so would result in a fine of $250 daily and cost in the amount of $150 for each day's hearing.
Okay, name and address, please.
34, 01 Northwest 42nd Avenue,
Name
Eduardo Sotel,
and you are,
general manager of the program.
and you are.
My name is Gianni Franco and I'm the assistant manager at the property.
Okay, so what do we have?
We have the city car pavilion for officers, and this is a hotel that had food truck outside of the property.
Food truck.
Yeah, it was not allowed to have it there. But apart from that, they removed the food truck, but they did electrical work for disconnect to the food trucks without permit.
Okay, so then the food truck was there and then did some electrical work to hook up.
From the hotel to the food truck, yes.
Now the food truck is not there anymore and you have the electrical work there.
Yes,
Okay, what are you saying? You want the electrical work to be removed?
they need to get a permit for the electrical work, they need to legalize that if they're gonna keep it there.
Okay, so it's a matter of why, if they want to keep it, they have to get a permit for it to be approved. If you don't want to keep it, then
They need a permit to remove it, too.
Permit to remove. So you're gonna need a permit one way or the other. Go ahead.
When we bought the hotel 5 years ago, that electric point was there already. I have pictures that prove that.
When you buy what you want, so
Huh?
you buy whatever, what's there, it's yours.
Yeah,
So if there's a violation, it's your violation.
okay, but we don't build that. It was already there because that electricity point is to get some kind of electricity to the water unit that is there to provide water to the building for the ACs.
So do you want to keep the electrical?
Yeah.
So now you have to pull a permit for that.
Okay, so do that.
That's it.
I just want to
Do
read it.
you have an electrician?
Yes, of course.
The electrician to pull a permit?
Okay, but I ask something else. Okay, that food truck is there, it's inside of the property, it's not more outside, it's inside of the property. And that food truck have all the permits and regulations from Miami-Dade. So is there any problem with that food truck?
Well, that's another story. What's the deal with the food truck on the property?
The food truck gonna be the property, operating food. That's not allowed, they need a.
Okay.
Okay. Business side with the city, needs to be approved. And I talked to the, person that is in charge of the hotel, like the lawyer of the hotel. And he said they were going to remove the food trucks, they removed one on the next door property that they said is the same owner. But the one they had there, they put it on the back of the property, or the side of the property in the parking lot. The food trucks cannot operate there. And they are not allowed, they are not allowed to have it there.
Have they been cited for that also, or not yet?
Good, no, they removed the food truck, and they remove it, and then they put it inside.
Now, being that it's inside, that is not allowed either.
It's not allowed,
So
they,
have you approached them to tell them it's not allowed? And cited them?
no,
Not yet,
not yet.
okay. You understand what we're talking about?
Yeah.
So,
Could I say something?
well, let me say something.
Okay, sure.
My turn to talk. So you need to remove the food truck. Is there any way that they can get a permit to have it on site? It's just not allowed.
It's not allowed.
Okay, you understand that?
No,
It's another no.
okay, I just want to clarify that. We already checked all the status of Miami Spring and doesn't show nothing about doesn't have a food truck. We have all the permits for the city. I just want to tell to the ownership, where is that writing that we cannot have a food truck? Okay.
Where is the or the ordinance or the statute or the code?
I need,
That's a question for the.
Yes, I would recommend they meet with the planner, city planner, or the zoning official to discuss the interpretation of the zoning ordinance and why the food truck isn't allowed.
That's why he gets paid the big bucks.
Okay.
Now it comes up with ideas. So here's the deal. But now we're talking about two separate things.
Okay.
We're dealing now with, first is the electrical.
Sure.
You're gonna get an electrician, come in and pull the permit, and, again, I'm gonna give you the same period of timeline that I gave the other people, because of the holidays and all that.
Okay,
So Jose Marti Day, January 28th,
perfect,
okay, to have the permit in hand.
okay,
Secondly, with the food truck issue,
okay,
need to coordinate with the city so that they can explain to you why the position is that you cannot have. Right, and I'll show you, and then without citing you, it's, everything is boom by God. So that if you need to remove it, you remove it, but you need time to do it. Okay, and move on. So you still owe the $100 that wasn't paid, so you gotta pay that. Okay, and then there's $150 again for, okay, give you 15 days to pay. Sure. Perfect, 15 days to pay. Okay, just wait a few minutes to get your order. Anything else?
actually, gonna tell us when I'm gonna reunite with the other gentleman to discuss the about the food truck.
Yeah, you can speak, with whom does he speak?
Speak with the zoning official or the city planner.
So
You
if
coordinate.
it would be with me, I'm also their assistant, so I'll give you a business card with your order, so you can just reach out to me and I'll coordinate that for you. Okay.
Okay, beautiful, thank you. All right.
Alrighty, next case is agenda item 4-7, 5301 Northwest 36th Street, Mr. Frank Molina.
And that's, it's over,
Case number 24-0993.
that's what section?
A new business, agenda item 7.
Page 2, number 7.
Okay. 52 in here.
This is case number 24-0993. This was a citation and issued on July 19, 2024. For a violation of section 151-04, that's work done without a building permit.
Hold on a second. Sir.
Michael,
Sir. You cannot be interrupted.
I'm sorry, sir.
All right, no, sir, then don't do it anymore.
Yeah, I'm here.
No, you're here, I know you're here, sir, I hear you. Okay, so if you get that, I'm gonna have the phone taken away,
Okay, what?
all right?
What?
Thanks one more time.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Council.
Okay. So this is for a violation of section 151-04, failure to obtain a building permit for work performed. The citation carried with it $100 penalty or civil penalty, which has been paid. And it gave 20 days to correct the violation. As of today's date, the violation has not been corrected. The city has set the matter for hearing to request that the violator come into compliance within 30 days. And failure to do so would result in a daily fine of $250 and cost for today's hearing the amount of $100.
And what, in the violation of what, painting? What was the violation?
Correct. It was a painting the building which the permit is required under the code. Inspector, the magistrate may have some questions as to the specifics of the violation. You can introduce
Yes,
yourself.
And we have the city of Valdivia, commercial properties to be painted need, to get an application that needs to be approved by zoning, because there is a color palette that they need to follow. I passed by the property, I saw that they were painting, and I told the manager that they need to get a permit to paint. He said, well, this pretty much the same color, it's not the same, but it's similar, but anyways, it's a commercial property that they need to get an application, $1 application, show the color they're gonna use. Zoning will approve that, and that's the only thing they need to do.
Okay, so it's a color scheme, something that would be.
Yeah, there is a palette, a color palette that we follow in the city for the
So
commercial
that's
property.
okay, so it's according to code.
They have to come to the city, show zoning the color they're gonna use, if they approve it, okay.
But it looks like it would be approved because it's more or less.
Yeah.
Okay, name and address, please.
Frank Molina, 5301 Northwest 36th Street.
Okay, Frank, so you understand what's going on, you need to pull the permit for the painting.
under, 151-04, B3. And it doesn't say anything about the rental property, it said, I do not have to pull a permit for painting. And all we did was touch up the paint,
And what are you voting?
151,
What is 151?
the violation that I got cited for.
What do we have?
Inspector, do you have a copy of the ordinance?
I have a copy of it.
Show it to the council. Sure. What about this?
So my question, I would have a question for the inspector.
Yeah.
What subsection of the ordinance, we're talking about ordinance, section 151-04 is in violation?
It will be up on, granting this permit for every commercial property.
Absolutely.
Right, so
Okay, so this is number 7 on.
seven,
On the agenda.
Correct.
The section was for 151-04, work done without a permit, however, I believe it's actually not under chapter 93, so code enforcement would have to recite with the correct citation number, it's under the paint, the color paint scheme under the ordinance.
so which one, what is it?
It's
What's the actual?
Chapter 93,
Where's the violation?
Inspector, please read the specific section in the record.
The work he was doing needs the code of product compliance and an application permit.
So he needs to know what needs to be done. So you have to give direction. Okay?
Yeah.
And listen, the violation is this, we can understand it, and we need to do this, to do it. Right now, you gotta compete myself.
They need to come to zoning and planning department, so the color they're gonna use, pay an application for $100 and then pay the bill. That's it.
What we pay, but
What we did was set up the painting of the exact match of the graph. There was no color change, it's an exact match with certain windows. We've been doing this for 20 years. We don't paint the building a different color, but I'll see if you approve. And I know, like the city has a law, this years ago, we painted the building pink. And after that, they came up with the color palette. So I'm well aware of this. We did not paint any other color but the exact match on the wall that was approved 10 years ago.
That's not an issue. I don't think that's the issue. Because once you go, most cities have the same color scheme, you're fine. But I think it's actually full of permit for the paint. Because if you over a 10-year period, you paint this wall, and then the next year you paint that one, then you paint that one, and before you know, you painted the whole freaking thing, and you ain't gonna paint it.
I understand, but what we did was match the paint.
I know.
And even the mayor asked us to paint, well, not to paint, but to clean up 36th Street, the buildings on 36th Street. So we do what the city says. But yeah, we can do it.
The city's gonna withdraw the citation, so that we can reissue it. Yeah.
It's separate. And right now, this case is being dismissed.
Right.
But you know that it's coming under whatever the other statute is or ordinance. So work with the city.
I'll work with the city, but I don't understand if I'm going to do a section of the building that people put their foot on it or scuffed it up. Do I need to go to the city every single time?
I think that being that you're a good neighbor, you've been here for a long time, from what I get, right?
Yeah, for a very long time. I started working in my business when I was 18 years old.
Well, I'm saying, that's about 20 years. Okay, so, anyway, you need to coordinate, so be on the same page, you know? Be good. We'll go visit the city, who did you go see? Did you go see you? Who did you go see? No, he hasn't.
Yes.
No, I mean, came to see me, no.
Who's he go see?
Oh,
You can see the city planner.
It's
Yeah,
the
the-
city planner.
Okay,
So anything that's with zoning and planning would be with me. So I'll give you my business card. Yes, correct.
Okay, so dispensing and let me see what it. And then this one we're gonna dismiss and then I'm gonna.
The next hearing case would be Mr. Kobiakov, 200 Azure Way. So that is agenda under new business, number 3. 200 Azure Way, 24-0315.
What case?
4-3. It's actually this gentleman who's
It's in?
in the process of being kicked out. Yes.
You what? Okay, I think it's this case coming out, we what?
Yeah.
I answered my phone, I said,
What's your address?
Hmm?
What's your address?
907 Hunting Dog Drive.
Well, Mr. Kobiakov, you're here for 200 Azure Way, right? It's your turn to speak at the podium.
We're asking, it's your turn.
What number is it?
This is number 3
Yes, sir.
under new business, case under item number 3, and the case is 24-0315.
Okay,
This citation was issued on March 20th, 2024 for a violation of section 150-015, parking commercial trailer on city swale. The violator was given 15 days to come into compliance, and the citation carried with it $100 initial penalty, which has not been paid. The violation at this time is corrected. No appeal was requested, so the city at this time is looking for an order to affirm the violation and the $100 initial civil penalty and cost of today's hearing in the amount of $150.
so you're saying that he has complied?
Someone complied, yes.
He complied. Okay, name and address, please.
Hello, my name is Michael Kobiakov. I'm the owner of Osceola Apartments. And one of my tenants parked a barbecue trailer in front of the building. I went over to the police. I went over to the city compliance, and I asked them, how can I do to remove it? Not only that, I only post a notice on that trailer for the owner to move it. He didn't move it.
So who moved it?
He moved it.
Who moved it?
The owner moved it away.
The owner of the trailer moved it away,
Yes.
and the owner of the trailer is a tenant of yours.
It wasn't my tenant, yes.
He was your tenant. You threw him out or he left?
Excuse me?
You threw him out or he left?
As a matter of fact, he was detained by the police.
Okay, so,
And he was,
okay, so now,
yes,
that's Rydell, right? Rydell?
excuse me, sir?
Your first name's Rydell? Your first name,
Michael
Michael.
Koyakov, I'm a resident 40 years.
Michael, I got you. So you understand that if you're the owner of the property and you're renting, leasing, okay, they are responsible.
I'm not responsible.
Well, you know.
I'm not responsible for whoever threw.
Anyway,
Okay,
the
whatever.
reason we're here is because you haven't paid the $100. If I'm not mistaken, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so
Excuse me?
you have to.
Yes,
pay-
you
You
did
have to
fine.
pay the $100.
Why? It's not my trailer. Excuse me, sir.
No, hold on, no. No. I'm the one that runs the show. The trailer is on your property.
No, it's not my, it's one
It's your property, it's your property. So anyway, what's gonna happen is that there's gonna be a lien gonna be placed on your property.
Why?
And that'll run with interest.
Why? I notified the police. I went over to the police. I asked them if I could remove it. They told me that I could not remove it because it was a mine. As a matter of fact, I spoke to the chief in compliance of the city about it. Listen, I owned this property for over 12 years, 20 years or something like that.
Anyway.
Okay,
That's,
what?
that's
You want me to pay that?
the $100, then you can go.
Why should I pay $100 for something that's not my property? When I went to the city, when I spoke to the police, I went to the compliance officer, I told him about it. And they still, I cannot move it, I was going to be sued if I would move it.
But anyway, that is the ruling here today.
Oh, that's a rule, the rule of what, sir? Please,
Lower your voices, then the officer's gonna get an answer, you don't wanna do that. So what we're gonna do is, it's just $100. It's not an open court, we come to lien.
it's not about the $100, I don't care about the $100, sir.
Yes.
I don't care, I really don't care about the $100.
And we're good, so that's my ruling. And you can add the $150 for the meeting.
Now it's $150 now.
When I pay it for the air conditioning, so it's gonna be.
Oh, is it that way?
That's
That's the way it works here?
Yes, it does.
Okay,
Okay, so it's.
I have a-
$50.
I have a. Incredible. Absolutely incredible,
I know.
you know?
All you have to do is pay 100, would have been over a long time ago, right? That's aggravation. You don't need aggravation.
It's not $100, I give a shit about $100.
Then what's the big deal?
You don't know what you're doing. Absolutely you don't.
That's all right. That's for another. Okay, thank you very much.
Well.
And,
That just, is there like a date, like that he has to pay by?
Get it to January 28th.
30 days.
Oh, obviously.
That is garbage.
Next time.
Yeah, that's it. So we have no-show cases. So under new business, case number 105 Fairway Drive. Oh, I'm sorry. I know, we have an employee who needs to leave. I do apologize. I know, I'm sorry.
Everyone signed in?
Yes, yes. It has to be you. We have an employee who has to leave due to an emergency, so we're trying to get through his items first. I do apologize. So it is you, sir.
Okay, what item is this?
Under new business, the first case, 105 Fairway Drive.
Okay, Cal.
Okay. This is case number 24-0282. This citation was issued on April 16, 2024 for violations of section 151-04, that's work performed without a building permit. This appears to be a complete interior remodeling. In the citation, the violator was given 30 days to come into compliance. As of today's date, no building permit has been obtained and the violation is outstanding. The initial penalty was $100. It was not paid, and an appeal was not, a request to appeal the violation of the citation was not received. At this time, the city would request 30 days to obtain the necessary building permit. That the $100 initial penalty be paid, and failure to come into compliance within 30 days would result in a daily fine of $250 and cost for the city of Marion of $100.
Name and address, please.
Bernardo Trujillo, 105 Fairway Drive.
And you are?
The general manager.
General manager, okay, beautiful. Okay, so where are we at?
I passed on the property and, February 22, 2024, and I saw that they had, they were remodeling the front desk of the hotel. And some, of the walls, they were changing the tile too. And I talked to the manager and I told him that they needed a permit for that, work that they were doing.
For the tile,
For the tile and remodeling, I have the pictures over here showing that they were remodeling the front desk and part of the upstairs of the hotel and the tile.
you know, that is electrical work. That,
It's, electrical and all the remodeling they did for the tile and, drywall and
Right.
and, I sent the notice. I even contacted the, owners of the hotel. I talked to them, they said they were going to come over here to the city to get the permit. Nobody called, nobody came, and I, took the fine to the front desk. And I mailed it the same address that the person that I talked to. There's no action from the owners of the property. He's been in the city all the time for all the permits for the dumpster that they had. And I got into, we talked with, I explained that they had to do, but I don't know if it is in his hands to do the permit, because they have to be the owner. And
general manager.
yeah, that's the reason, he cannot do the permit for the remodeling, but he knows what was happening, that they need a permit.
Yeah, okay. Perfect. So what's going on?
So yes, we changed the tile, we didn't do any electrical, it was not done that time. We agreed with what he stated about the dumpster, we fixed it, we got the permit for that. So I would like to request a,
Okay, so you have to apply, you have to apply for it.
yes,
You haven't done that yet.
no. We received a mail, I think it was back in April, but then it was canceled, the citation. And this is the second, this is the following.
Okay. All right, so let's do the following. I'm gonna give you till January 28th to obtain you have to get back permit. Okay? If you do not obtain it by then, then you're in violation again. It's gonna be $250 per day. It's retroactive to today.
Okay.
Okay? So we also have $100 there which have not been paid, correct? Correct. Okay, and then the 150 for the movie. 15 days to pay, 50 days. Pay for 15 days to pay $250. And then, for January 28th, we're to pull the permit. And, we're gonna have, right? Okay, we're going to get that in order. Thank you.
Last case for Mr. Carlos would be 582 Mokina Drive. That's case number 4 under new business.
This is case number 22-0438. This is, a citation was issued on July 31st, 2023. For violation of section 15104, that's work performed without a authorized permit. This appears to have been work to a pool deck and roof structure. The citation carried with it an initial penalty of $250, not appear to have been paid. And it gave 30 days to come into compliance. As of today's date, the violation is outstanding.
What day, when was the 30 days given?
The 30 days was given on July 31st, 2023. No appeal was received by the violator. The city at this time is looking for an order affirming the violation and the initial penalty of $250, giving 30 days to come into compliance, or that a $250 per diem fine be imposed. The cost for today's hearing the amount of $100.
Okay, compliance is pulling the permit in 30 days. What was,
We're looking for a finalized permit.
so we didn't after the fact, right? Okay.
Yes, well, if the work is ongoing, that so it would be an after the fact permit.
Fact permit. Okay, name and address. Okay, what's the number? You've heard what's going on, so
Yeah.
the work has been completed,
Yes, sir.
okay, and you never put the permit to work,
No, sir.
so you're gonna pull one out.
Yes, sir.
We'll have to find out for the fact.
Exactly. Now, I'm sorry to interrupt you. In regards to the, I spoke to Carlos the other day, I did not receive this, the citation and the fine. I'm going to the middle of the divorce, in and out of my house. My wife was, ex-wife was, was still living there, so.
Well, anyway,
I understand.
and there's no interest attached to it, so it's like 250.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you get to January 28th to pull,
Sure.
you have to fact permit.
Mhm.
Okay, if not, it's gonna be $250 per day, retroactive to today, which is kind of a thing.
No.
Okay, so we've got the 250, and then we have the $150 for today.
I already have engineers, architect working on all the information for that.
Okay, great. Okay, so hang on.
Now, one question I have, I'm sorry to interrupt. In regards to you're saying that the pool deck has been changed, pool deck has not been changed, all I did was put a new tile. That's all I did.
It was not my case.
I know, I know that it wasn't your case.
We have a Davis,
I know,
and we had the picture over here, you can see the picture.
Got it.
So the picture, the magistrate, see, and
all I did was tile. Period.
that's the difference between, that's what is on the case.
No, that's fine. I mean, we could-
That I told you today, it says, that was the deck with, the structure that is, like, the only thing you change.
The two structures, no issues. Okay, I agree with that. But in terms of the floor, that's the only thing I disagree with. That's about it.
Well, we'll figure.
Yeah, we'll figure it out between
We'll
us.
figure it out, okay?
It's on the building end.
Yeah, that's no problem. We'll work it out.
If you need to get a permit for that tile, that is the deck of the pool, so they will tell you.
Excuse me, to put tile, I have to get a permit.
That's a detail. If the building official says that is part of the violation, or it was already corrected, that's, you'll be able to, I would have to sit down with the building official.
I'd be kind of like, I just put tile. But we'll work it out.
So, well, I'm not deciding that, you know.
No, you're,
Over here and.
I'm not arguing. I know that you're going based on what you see, but the tile was changed. That's all I get. Okay, we'll go over it. We'll get it done.
Okay. we'll do
Okay, apologies, magistrate, just to reconfirm, to come into compliance within 30 days, was it?
Oh, January 28th.
Johnny 20, okay. This is fine.
So I thought you were retired already from this.
No, I love it.
Yes, I remember you were in the city of Miami for quite some time.
I was back in the eighties and nineties.
I don't know.
When I was in the commission,
I remember.
long time ago. I had hair.
Yes, when I talk about, oh. I worked at that time with Javier Suarez.
Alrighty, so next case is William Sao, 530 Forest Drive. That's under new business. Number 10.
This is case number 24-0641, property address 530 Forest Drive. The citation was issued on April 19, 2024, for a violation of section 151-04, work performed without a finalized building permit. This appears to have been work on the windows and doors. The initial penalty was $250, which was paid. They were given 7 days to correct the violation. At this time, the violation appears to be outstanding and no request to appeal the citation was received. And just as an FYI, case number 10 and 11, same property, same owners, so we could hear them back to back.
Same violation too, so.
Same violation, exactly.
It'd be nice to be treated like that, like case number 13, where everything is together in one line and it's one charge. It's must be work for you guys too.
There's different work.
Yeah, same violation, same thing.
Okay,
If
I'm not arguing that, it's already paid.
If I may, let me finish up and you'll have to give the opportunity to speak. So at this time, the city would ask for 30 days to correct the violation. That or failure to do so would result in a daily fine of $250 and court costs in the amount of $100.
and I think this one was concurrent with number 11.
Yes, and you would be asking the same thing for number 11 as well, even though it's different. The inspector can introduce evidence with respect to that violation.
Consolidated, so.
Okay. So with respect to case number 24-0642, the citation was issued on the same date, April 19, 2024. It concerned the same violation, section 151-04. The fine was the same amount of $250, and it was also paid. The violator was given the same time to come to compliance, and a request to appeal the citation was not received in that case either. City would be making the same request. 30 days to come to compliance. They would do so, result in a $250 daily fine. It costs the amount of $150.
So basically, they were intending to apply for a time that had to expire.
No, my permit is already full. My permit actually expired.
Name the rest.
Sorry, William Swab, 530 Forest Drive on the property owner.
Okay.
So my permit was pulled, it expired. For doors and windows, I had an inspection today. I got a partial okay for framing. They requested more paperwork, NOAs to be submitted. I submitted those today with a revised drawing. That's actually in the city and I paid for that revision too. So that's waiting for revision on doors and windows. I also pulled my permit and asked for an inspection for my fence. And I also got partial because I asked for a roof. That roof was good for a foundation. The inspector was happy with that. He didn't like the height of my fence because my property is pitched severely. So in order to keep a level fence, I made it higher in the back. I already cut the fence down. I'll be cutting dog ears into it tomorrow. So I'm assuming that by the time the city approves my permit for my NOAs or my revision for my windows, that I can call for both inspections on that same day. So just I could take one day off. Other than that, pretty much done.
You said your permit expired, so.
Yeah, I reapplied, I repaid, and I submitted for revision. So I'm working on this.
So then basically it's that constitute compliance.
No, not yet, absolutely.
They have to kind of finalize it.
Yeah, finalize the permit.
Right.
Right, it's in revision, so I have to wait for them to finish.
She'll come back with whatever comments.
Yeah. So I should close. Look, I don't know how fast you guys will be already.
Well, we're doing the same thing, January 28th.
He should be able to resolve both permits, I believe it's two permits.
Yeah.
He should be able to resolve two permits by,
Yeah, the work is done and it's not concealed.
So, again, my advice to both, to January 28th, with the compliance. Compliance to $150 per day, retroactive to that. And, instead of having two cases, 150 each, we could say 150 per month.
That's the one. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
We'll waive, case number 11. Is $150.
Sweet.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
hang tight,
Yes, sir.
thank you.
So both cases are gonna be to come into compliance within, right?
January
Okay,
28th.
so both, okay. Yeah, and then one keeps it, one doesn't.
Pay the 150, you can pay it in, 50 days.
Excuse me?
The 150,
Yeah, pay now.
payable in 50 days. That's fine.
Next case is 78 Canal Street. That's under new business, number 9.
similar to the last case. Uh, there's two cases, this one and the one just before, number 8, with the same property, same owner, same violation. Would you like us to?
Yeah, well, one's painted, the other one's fenced.
Yes.
Yeah, we're together.
Okay, so beginning with case number 8, that's case number 24-0374. That's property address 78 Canal Street. The citation was issued on October, well, for both cases, including case number 24-0548. The citation was issued on October 1st, 2024. The fine was in the amount of $100. It has not been paid. Both violations were for section 151-04, failure to obtain the building permit. One was for painting and then the second was for the fence. The painting appears to be very mural. The violator was given 7 days to come into compliance. As of today's date, neither of the violations appear to have been corrected. And the initial civil penalty of $100 was not paid in their case. So the city would be asking, nor was a request to appeal received. So in both cases, the city would be asking that the $100 initial penalty be paid, 30 days to come to compliance. Failure to do so would result in a $250 daily fine. So the violation is corrected and costs the amount of $150.
All right, gentlemen, name of the address, please.
Yeah, my name is Michael Lowe and it's for 78 Canal Street.
Okay, and you are?
I'm the landlord agent.
Landlord, and these are your two bodyguards?
No, they're the tenants.
Is it that bad? You know, bring bodyguards here?
All right, so I want to address the fence, so, the city is requiring a permit for the fence and they're asking for a survey of the extra stuff, so. We did the financial calculations for it and it's gonna be more expensive to get the survey. Submit the permit, it will be more than the value of the fence, so they decided that they wanted to take out the fence completely. Is that an acceptable solution to just take out that
But
fence?
now you have to get a permit on the relation.
This thing here wasn't really a fence, it's kind of, it's a restaurant, so we're dividing, like, where people are gonna sit, to the back of the restaurant, we don't want to be able to walk over. What's the name of the other thing, what package was? Here, 70 account.
No problem, okay, by the way. Yeah, and the wall, the panel, the painting, it's an interior wall. I don't know if you're familiar with the place, but if you have a thick yard in front of it, it doesn't matter if it's an interior wall.
And find out. I would recommend, scheduling a meeting with the building official and tell them you have several options for compliance. Like, it's not gonna specify one, whether there's demolition or obtaining after the fact permit. That's up to you.
So
And
we can get a after the fact permit for the miracle. Or just
there are other ways that want to correct this violation.
okay,
So whatever is best for you. Maybe you want to schedule a meeting with the building official in order to evaluate all the different methods of compliance. And including the cost, and then you decide.
okay.
And then whichever one you choose, and as long as you actually exercise it, read it, something, we can close out the case.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna go again to January 28th.
Yes.
Happens to be one of my son's birthday too. On January 28th, we come into compliance with them sorting out all this issue about where we like first. So, and then, okay? And, if you don't comply with that, it's gonna be $250.
Alright, so basically we get the permit, we're good, right?
With the permit by January 28th. Meanwhile, you still owe the $200.
Yeah.
Pay that.
Yeah.
And then again, it would be the same deal as I did to, for a friend over here, is instead of paying 150s, we'll consolidate and make it.
It's them easy. Yeah.
Which one is in future pay John with her?
Quick question for the city, how much is the demolition fee, by the way?
He's only the attorney.
What's he gonna do?
All right, so sit down for a moment. and-
Thank you.
Okay, next case is 361 North Melrose Drive. That's under new, oh, no, under appeals. So it's under appeals and it's case number, correct, 1.
Okay, this is case number 24-0636. This is concerning property address 361 North Melrose Drive. The citation was issued on April 19, 2024 for a violation of section 93-11, dumping or burying waste. Legal dumping essentially. This carried with it a initial penalty of $250, which has not been paid. The city did receive the request to appeal. The violation was corrected by the city. The city would ask for an order affirming that the violation existed. And to affirm the initial penalty of $250 and cost the amount of
Madam Clerk, going back to the line of 15 days to pay.
Yeah, it's 15 days for both. Correct.
Okay, name and address, please.
Yes, good evening, and thank you for allowing me to be here to actually share my case. That is Betancourt, my address 361 Normal Rose Drive.
Okay, so what's happening?
Yes, I've been living here in the city since 2001. So this is the first time that I'm involved in this type of case. And it says here dumping, we were not dumping anything. So we bought pretty much furniture for my daughter. My son was putting together the furniture. He got the box, and instead of putting the box behind my alley, he just put it a feet away next to the next property, which is empty, it's an empty land. But we didn't put it inside the land, we put it in the alley for the truck to come, yes, for the truck to come and pick up the empty box. So when I got from work that day, because I was working double shift, then the notice was in my property, but the box was not there. So the truck from the city came and picked it up like they normally do. I didn't even know that I was doing something illegal, something wrong. And I still dealing with a lot of issues. My husband passed away. I'm dealing with the 2 kids. Doctors, I'm sorry.
Okay, wait, hang on tight.
I'm
We're
sorry.
gonna get through this. Well, let me find out something. Was it just boxes that was out there? I mean, what was the story? What's the story?
Yes, there were several boxes. Actually, we received a complaint.
Is there a regular trash day? Pick up boxes?
I don't know what days they are, but yes,
I mean, like,
the city will pick up.
Yes.
Well, normally-
Or something.
Yeah, so that's recycling. So, actually the county picks up for recycling. That's supposed to be a recycle because there's boxes. But. I guess they pick it up on the same day that I got the citation, because when I came from work, it wasn't there. And that was April 17th.
So do you have any records of there being a complaint? And the city responding to their complaint and sending a truck over there to pick up the box?
No,
We have no, what they happened to be, that was the day of pickup.
I didn't know.
You know?
I don't know when their pickup is, but I went out because it was a complaint. And I did see the boxes on the vacant lot.
And
So
it's
an automatic fine. I'm sorry, but they were not inside the lot, they were at the alley.
Ma'am.
I'm sorry.
Those to me, and now we're okay. So. Maybe it was the day for pickup. Maybe she didn't buy the vehicle. So she put it on the day of pickup, we don't know.
Yes, but it wasn't on her property.
It was like we put it on the swale, we didn't put it.
Well, she has an area to put her trash in, and she didn't use her area.
But you the neighbors there.
Correct. So that's considered illegal dumping.
Okay.
I do have a picture.
Okay, so anything else?
Okay, the city would be, would request to waive the fine, the cost, just refer the citation.
What then?
Just refer the fine, that the citation was issued on it.
So, and that she doesn't have to pay it. And that's a recommendation, it's a good deal. Okay. So we're gonna first citation, waive the amount,
No cost of fines.
no cost and no fines. We're good to go.
Thank you.
Right. We try to make this the set of payments from. It's working. It's working.
Next address,
Yes, ma'am, very important.
next address is 517 DeSoto Drive. That's under, or the first item, on the agenda.
Say litigation.
Correct.
Good evening, Your Honor. My name is Michael Snyder. I'm an attorney at, 225 Hollywood Boulevard, Boulder, Florida. And I represent, Ms. Timber, who's with me tonight.
Your first name again is?
Michael Snyder.
Oh, okay, so, hold on a second, Michael, so I can hear from them first. Yeah, right there. Go ahead. Nelson.
I'd have to defer to the inspector, because this is just, at the property owner's request to mitigate fine, violation of directive reports, that's it's a mitigation hearing.
Speak probably. So this is actually a case that was started in 2017. It dates back many inspectors. As of recently, the case was placed, reassigned to me. We calculated the cost, so to give backstory, this is a case that has gone to hearing. The property is currently lien. If we take a look at the court order, they were given by the council board until September 3rd of 2019 for the issuance of a permit. The permit was never issued, therefore, from that date up until the date that the permit was finalized, there was an accruing lien fine of $50 a day, which has now accrued to the exact amount, according to the lien of $89,050.
Okay, and what was the violation?
The violation was for, I believe, a work without permit for a vanity in the bathroom. That was done,
The vanity was changed, right?
yes.
Then the sale, one word,
Yes, we're gonna say it's a fine. Permit. Yeah, so it is, what I see here, there's plumbing and electrical. Well, okay, my apologies, the type of permit was building after the remodel,
was it entail what, changing the vanity, that's what you're saying?
yes.
Okay, so what, she came into compliance at what point in time?
When the permit was finalized, which was. July 19th, 2024, the permit was finalized.
And when was it for?
The permit was applied for July 17th, it was issued July 17th, and it was finalized on the 19th of 2024. And my apologies once again. So there were two permits prior to this that were canceled. So the final type of permit that it was under was a plumbing permit.
Yeah, but it looked like before. This is actually what it looked like before. Your Honor, this is Rosemary, on my, left here. Rosemary, I have copies of the deed, she bought this place in 98. And in 2017, and I contend there was a permit in 2017. The house was valued at 152. And it took a liberty of pulling the assessor's value today. And as of 2024, the assessed value is $179,000. This house is only 1,700 1 square feet. When this sample decided to change out her vanity because it's flat, she ordered a new vanity. It came in, it had a sink. And there was also a toilet in the bathroom. She then went upon, and I realize it's not a bill or hearing, but I want to make mitigation to express what happened. You gotta make a little what? Yeah. Your Honor, and by the way, Pablo and Rosemary and Jose all were incredibly cooperative from the event. They couldn't have been nicer, couldn't have gotten me all the documents we do because to unravel the file. Okay. You mentioned that there was a permit back in 2017. Well, yes. These were the original plans. That were issued, and notice the date on this. And they put a permit in there. Yeah, okay, good, for the plan. And this is the permit number, this was put in July of this year. Yeah, but they, you notice what they did. Rosemary and Noble went to what I don't, and this is the file copy, what's in the file. Now, they don't have this plan. This is the file we have, which is a copy of this after that was council. Here, live still. So there was no vote, there was no vote then? They never replaced it. You don't think? It's this, the sink was part of that. The toilet. She only took the toilet out because she had to put a new tile down. Okay. Because when she ordered the same vanity. Same place again. Yes, but the vanity she ordered didn't go all the way down to the floor. She had to get some tile from Home Depot. You put a quarter. So what happened with the original permit back in 17? Well, expire or?
It was canceled.
But I don't think it's captured properly, and because there's a notation, on the, plan that the inspector,
who went out, the plumbing inspector, signs off on this sheet. I'll get it for you in a second. In March of 18. She had a plumber go out and they sign off on this. And she then goes to City Hall on the same day he signs it. And he signs off it, and she's told, there's a memo in the file that Pablo had sent me. That says, she came in to inquire about the permit. And the only thing, she hadn't paid the fee. So she goes downstairs and she pays the fee. And it's noted in the record that she paid the fee. She thought she was done at that particular time.
But it was never closed out.
She didn't know.
I'm saying that it was never closed out.
Officially, it wasn't closed out from the city's perspective. She thought everything was done when she went downstairs and paid it, because no additional work was done since 2018. Nothing. The way you see that was the way it looked in 2018. And she paid the fine. She went to a hearing. And I have to tell you, once I started reviewing the matter, I read a copy of the code enforcement matter. And they put in here, one of the board members was asked her if she'd taken any walls down in the bathroom. And she responded she didn't, under oath, remove any walls. And then the officer Quintero stressed that he does not need to be granted access to the property, but once the permit is issued, the plumbing inspector would be able to identify and perform. Well, that's the plumbing inspector who signed off on the plans. I don't know if I gave you that by accident. That's not. Oh, here it is, right here. The plumbing inspector signs off on 3/20/18. Okay. It is not a coincidence, that's the day she goes to City Hall. They tell her that the fine what it needs to be paid up front, fees were not paid, and she pays it. In your file, you show that she paid.
Well, how do we get to 2024?
Yes,
Well,
I'm waiting
this is-
to have a moment to
It's
sign.
ongoing. She comes in, she meets Rosemary Noel, was at that meeting with the director. They take the plans and they white out everything. Okay, and on the 17th, they stamped the date in on the 17th that they received the plans, not the July 17th, the July 24th. Okay, and they finalized the plans. Nobody's ever been out to the house at all. Okay, since then. Okay, they just file it, they close it out and charge her $4 that she pays on her credit card. That she pays. And it gets closed out within 2 days after she meets with them. I don't, I've been practicing 47 years. And I have to tell you,
Just like me.
well, I think I knew you when you had black hair and I had dark hair, and I think they knew you as Victor. Anyway, I don't see a disconnect like this. This sample, she's a wonderful nurse. In fact, she has an accommodation. She was an emergency room nurse at the VA, has an accommodation. She bought some certificates with.
We're good with all that. I'm just trying to figure out,
So
when, let me ask, when did this fine start going? What can you tell me?
at the code enforcement board hearing, she paid the $100, and then she didn't realize there was still a fine because
Well, we're going back what?
Years.
$50 a day or
$50 a day.
$50 is how far back we're going?
September 3rd, 2019.
But in the code enforcement, because I read the order, Your Honor, they talk about this section 15104. So I talked to Ms. Sample about it, and what she did, she spent less than $500. We already need the permit. It wasn't required that you have a permit to do the work.
Officer, what are you doing?
I am so sorry.
Right there, Janice. As long as it's you, it's all, no problem.
I have to get you thrown out too. I don't know.
Thank you, Janice.
So here we are, so they closed out in July of this year. They said, and by the way, we can't do anything for you because your fine is $89,000. This whole project was less than $500. It was completed in 2018. They signed off to close out the case, and their hands are strapped because the code, a provision in the code enacted in 2022 only permitted the city manager to reduce the fine 40%. I think it came up to 66,000 or 20%. It came up with $66,000. This lady could no more afford 66,000 than the man who. I realize there's administrative costs here. Nothing has been done. Make me an offer that I can live with. But, okay, think hard. I thought about this, Red. I have no problem reimbursing the city for any administrative costs. And I think a fine of $2,000 or $2,500 would be more than adequate to resolve this problem for her that she's prepared to pay. So let me check with the city. Nothing has happened since 2017. Basically. Wait, 18, when this plumbing factor signed off. Okay, so we're good.
Nothing has happened since that time, yes. The mitigation ordinance, I believe we provided a copy of it. So in order to get, and this is where the math comes in as to what bracket is going to apply, or whether or not the factors as provided by the owner's attorney qualify for the food cause. So that all has to be kind of, yeah.
You know what? The most important thing here is who you're with. And I don't see any abuse of the system. I don't see her trying to skirt the law and get away with something. Well, it's just one of those things that people don't know how to engage government. People don't know where to go, what to do. They don't know if they comply or not. Sometimes they comply, but they don't call in the inspector to check it, and it just runs, keep running forever. When it was already taken care of. So I'm going to accept the $2,500. Do we need time to pay? She can pay within 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks. So that'll be my new one. That includes. Thank you. Okay. Happy Thanksgiving. We're gonna approach. The 150 included in the, it's on, which is the 2,500. And all these goodies, do you need this? I'll take. Those are the originals. Yeah, take all this stuff. This was your social. Thank you, Paul. Beautiful toilet, beautiful.
And to pay the fine, all they want to do.
Within 2 weeks. Just note, administratively, there's no order in the folder, so I can't provide you a copy at this time.
Okay.
Okay, so as soon as we have that available, we'll send it your way.
But I'm
My,
within 15 days.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I'll give you one of my cards that my.
Perfect. Mr. Barrera? Mr. Barrera, you're actually next, so don't get too comfortable. So the last person in-house would be 1049 Hunting Lodge Drive. That's under new business, case number 18. Thank you, sir. Have a safe night.
This is case number 18-01706. Property address 1049 Hunting Lodge Drive. Citation was issued on November 1st, 2018. This was for a violation of section 150-032 portable storage unit. Carried with it, the citation carried with it $100 fine that had not been paid. And violated within 7 days company compliance as of today's date. Appears to be, the violation appears to be outstanding. City would ask for the imposition of $100 initial penalty, 10 days to company compliance, $200 daily fine if violation is not corrected, the cost amount of $150.
What are these portable storage units? What are they? Inspector, please introduce yourself onto the record. Just nature of violation.
So Rosemary Noble for the city. A pod, they usually keep furniture and stuff in this storage unit. One for construction. Okay,
That's what I use it.
that's what you use it for.
COVID happened and.
I'm sorry. Name and address, please.
Nestor Barrera, 1049 Hunting Lodge Drive.
Okay, so what do you have in there?
Mostly nothing now. My son moved out and he put stuff on, and I could get it out of there within 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, okay. Okay, let's go 2 weeks, right? We still got the Thanksgiving and all that going on, so we'll give it 2 weeks. All right, so I'll give you, December 10th. Okay, so a little bit more.
No, that's fine, that'll work.
Okay, so December 10th to comply, if not, it's gonna be $200 per day retroactive to today, starting.
Okay.
Okay. And we'll do that, you have to pay the $100 that are owed.
Okay.
And the $150 for the air conditioning, and they pay that, what, also, what, 15 days or something?
That's fine.
Okay, pay 15 days, and I think we're good to go. You wanna hang on for a moment and get the order?
Okay.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you. Do we have an average abstention? Yes. You got it. That's it, I think.
The one call did the.
Never.
No?
And
Mm.
under, I just proceed and start going in order under new business. That's all right.
Before we move forward, I'm so sorry, I was not in the room for the previous order for 1049 Hunting Lodge. $100
Plus,
admin fee,
15 days.
15 days.
Have until December 10th to correct the violation.
December 10th, into the class.
And then no fee. Okay. So we can start.
I just
So-
number 2 under new business.
Correct.
That was complied with.
Yes.
With
I have a question. Should have asked it before. How about if the pod company doesn't come in front?
Thank you, very good about it.
Huh?
It's on you,
So me?
look it up, you know. So what's next case? 5?
It would be
Yeah.
5, correct. 1181 Nightingale Avenue.
But by number 2, we would need an order as well, even though it's compliant.
Okay.
So number 2, case number 23-0648. This property address 140 Lenape Drive for violation of 151-04, work performed without a building permit. The citation was issued on May 3rd, 2024. They were given 30 days to come to compliance. It carried with it an initial penalty of $100, which has now been paid, and no appeal was received by the city. The violation is corrected. However, at this time, the city would ask for, to affirm the violation, to essentially a default, for the, $100 initial penalty to be affirmed. Just the $100 civil penalty. Yeah, that's it. That, make it so. Next, please. Okay, so I can correct the record that. I would withdraw that request. The initial penalty seems to have been paid and the violation is corrected. My apologies, for magistrate. Then what do you want to do? Just withdraw the whole case. All right, make it so. The next case on my agenda is number 5.
Correct.
Case number 22-01, 22-0102, property address 1131 Yale Avenue, this for section 151-04, looking for a building permit. The violation was, the citation was issued, and it carried with it $800 penalty, which was paid. Compliance was, the date for compliance was within 30 days. At this time, it does not appear to be in compliance. So the city would ask for 30 days to correct the violation, to affirm the $100. I'm sorry, the initial penalty was paid to failure to come to compliance within 30 days would result in $100 daily fine and costing amount of $150. So. $100 per day, 150 court cards. Next case on the agenda is number 13. Case number 22-0495. Property address 620 La Villa Drive. This is for a violation of section 151-04. Failure to obtain a building permit for the work performed. This citation was issued on July 31st, 2023. Carried with it $100, which was not paid, and violator was given 30 days to come into compliance. The violation is corrected. However, the initial penalty has not been paid. At this time, the city would ask that the initial penalty be paid. And the violation from-
If I may, right before the hearing started, the owner came in and corrected the violation after the citation, so we can withdraw that case completely.
Okay, withdraw. Okay, make it so. Thank you for that. Next case on the agenda is number 14, that's case number 24-0590. Property address 633 La Villa Drive.
Good night.
Citation was issued on April 18th, 2024 for violation of section 93-13B, maintenance of property by the owner. This appears to be overgrown with grass and weeds. The carried with it $100 civil penalty, which has not been paid, and the violator was given 7 days to come to compliance. At this time, the violation has not been corrected, so the city would ask to affirm the $100 initial penalty, to correct the violation 15 days. Failure to do so would result in a per diem fine of $250. Court costs for today's hearing in the amount of $150. Make it so. Next case is number 15 on the agenda. That's case number 23-1047. This citation was issued on February 28th, 2024 for violation of section 151-04. That's work performed without a building permit. This appears to have been an EV charger. The citation carried with it $200 initial penalty, which it was never paid. It gave the violator 30 days to correct the violation. 7 days the violation is outstanding. So the city would ask for an order affirming the initial penalty of $200 30 days to correct the violation. Or failure to do so would be a further and fine of $250 and $150 court costs. So. Next case is number 15 on the agenda. That's case number 24-1179, property address 279 Corydon Drive. This is the citation was issued on September 11th, 2024 for a violation of 93-13 A and B. This is maintenance of the property by the owner. Just general overgrowth of grass and weeds. The citation carried with it a $200 initial penalty, which was never paid, and the citation was never appealed. It provided the property owner with 30 days to correct the violation. This kind of violation is still outstanding. So the city would ask for an order affirming the $200 initial penalty, 15 days to correct the violation. Failure to do so would result in a $250 daily fine and court costs in the amount of $150. So. That case is number 17 on the agenda. Case number is 21-2043, property address 931 Swan Avenue. Citation was issued on October 24th, 2023 for a violation of section 15104, failure to obtain a building permit for the work that was done. The citation carried with it a $200 initial penalty, which was never paid, and no request to appeal the citation was received. It appears that the violation is outstanding. So the city would ask for an order affirming the initial penalty of $200, 15 days, I think that's 30 days, 30 days to correct the violation. Failure to do so would be a $250 daily fine and court costs in the amount of $150. So. Next case would be case 18 on the agenda, case number 18-01706.
I do apologize,
Oh, we did?
attorney. Yes, that was the gentleman who just left it.
Gotcha. Okay, so your appeals, I have number 1, 2, and 4 pending.
So it's number 2 and 4 that are pending.
Case number 2 under appeals, that's 24-0661. Property address 1071 Falcon Avenue. The citation was issued on May 1st, 2024 for a certain animal that was prohibited under the city code for a violation of sections 90, chickens and roosters, 90-02. The citation carried with it an initial penalty of $100, which was never paid, and although an appeal was received, I would ask the inspector to provide notice of today's hearing. Was inspector, let me just go over that actually, was notice of today's hearing provided
Yes,
by certified mail and posting on the property?
yes.
Thank you. So at this time, the city would ask for the violation to be affirmed, that an order affirming the $100 initial penalty, 15 days to correct the violation, failure to do so would result in a daily fine of $250, or costing the amount of $150. Make it so. Final case on the agenda is number 4, case number 24-1564. This is for property address 617 South Drive. And for a citation was issued on October 1st, 2024 for a violation of 150-017 recreational vehicles, road obstructing the right of way. The violation is corrected, has been corrected, however, it carried with it a $100 initial penalty, which was never paid, and although an request to appeal the violation was received, it does not appear that the property owner attended today's hearing. Inspector, was notice provided to the property owner of today's hearing?
Yes, a special magistrate notice was provided to the property, mailed and emailed.
Was it posted as well, or just by?
Yes, it was posted and mailed.
Okay, thank you so much. The city would ask for an order affirming that the violation occurred and $100 initial penalty and court cost the amount of $150. Make it so. That concludes the agenda.
Correct.
That's it, we're adjourned. Thank you so much.
6:44 p.m.